Now that TikTok's about to be gone, it's 99% sure. What is the plan? I absolutely love TikTok. My bread and butter, where I felt super comfortable. I could just show up however I want, no judgment, no aesthetic needed. So what are we doing now? What's the plan? First things first, what we're not going to do, TikTok rules that I've seen, they're telling you to download every possible TikTok you've ever done. My thought process is like, for what? I'll give you a tool that can do that. But at the end of the day, TikTok is TikTok. We were creating content specifically for this platform that has a specific algorithm. It's not aesthetic. You show up like you're FaceTiming people. That may or may not work for Instagram, for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my videos are over 3 minutes. I'd rather just make a video either longer for a YouTube or a video that's way shorter, more condensed, more to the point, more scripted for YouTube or for Instagram. The tool is called Repurpose.io. I have used it in the past. I don't like auto posting because I found when I use the auto post feature, it does lower my reach. Does this mean that happens for everybody? It may not happen for you, but for me, it does. What I've used it in the past for is that if I posted something on TikTok, it went straight into a Google Drive or it would go straight to Pinterest. So you may want to just do that. You can like anything that you post now will automatically go in there, or you can archive any of the ones in the past. You can even do that with your Instagrams and repurpose those if that makes sense. Remember, it does have a song. You may or may not get copyrighted, specifically more on YouTube. Now, let's get down to business. We have been told that you shouldn't be putting all your eggs in one basket. Some of us listened and some of us didn't listen. Maybe you did put all your eggs in your TikTok basket. At the end of the day, we don't even know what's going to happen yet. Okay. We have a hunch. I would say stay calm and continue creating. That's just my personal opinion, maybe because I'm extremely delusional that this may or may not go through, but just continue posting. What if it doesn't and you just completely stop? Keep going. Why live your life in that scarce mentality? Start funneling people in to your other platforms. Figure out what platforms are you going to double down on. I will be doubling down on Instagram a little more, but YouTube is going to be my number one focus. I am going to take a look at the strategy that I have now. What can I make better and how can I make my quality of my content better? I've been like itching to start a health channel, not necessarily like how to be healthy, but I was starting a TikTok all about my running journey, healthy things, health, beauty. I know I'm not a beauty influencer or a makeup artist, but just little things like that. And that's what I have to figure out. Do I want to take that route over on YouTube? I don't know if I'm ready to commit, but we're going to make a decision by the end of this year. What are you going to do? What are you going to create? What do you want to double down on? I'm also in the middle of my rebrand, reset, revive. I did my wheel of life. What areas of your life are like thriving and what do you need to get better at? And I definitely need to get better at my finances. I love my career, but I literally put, I want more money. So I need to work on that. Fast forward to what we're talking about, which is social media. I've talked to you about my brand values and how I'm implementing that, not just to my everyday business, but my content too. If you want this, I'll link it below. I actually have a Notion version. I will automatically be sending it to you in your email. Even if you grab this copy, you get the copy of the Notion too. But this page right here that says revive your socials. Here are a few questions that you should ask yourself and really start brainstorming. I'm talking like pen to paper. Let's start brainstorming this. This is your reality check. Okay, here we go. Am I creating content that resonates with my audience? Am I sharing my values on social media? Hint, hint. On the previous pages, I talked about your values and what I really want to show on my social media. You're going to take a look at all of the content that you have posted, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, wherever you are more consistent, and ask yourself this. What type of content generates the most engagement? Whether that's likes, shares, comments, all of that. What is popping for you? How often am I interacting and responding to my audience comments and messages? There's something that I'm working on too, because it's so easy for me to ignore it over on TikTok because the comments, they come often, way more than Instagram. Instagram, I can keep up a little bit more. But here's another question that I need you to answer for yourself. And that is, are there any tasks I can streamline or automate to be more efficient? I told you, Repurpose.io will help you download all of the content, maybe not the old stuff, but the new stuff. Why are we not repurposing our content, especially the ones that did amazing? Moving forward, even just with Instagram, is once I download all of my content, it's going to be in my Google Drive. Every single week, looking at my analytics and seeing, okay, what popped off? I'm going to repurpose this and I'm going to repost it with another trending audio, most likely with that same exact caption if it worked out. Why not? Because we're trying to figure out what platform we're going to double down on, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever is new. Can we look at our social media and like what we're posting? Like if you see your page, right? Do you like what you see? Would you follow you? Like, are you fun? Are you funny? Do you envision yourself as the highest possible creator out there? Because if you look depressing and you're always complaining about something, you don't align with the values that you say that you want, and you're always complaining about how your house is dirty, how this sucks, how that, why would I follow you? And that's a reality check I had to how do you say it in English? Come to terms with. There you go. I had to come to terms with, do I actually like what I'm seeing? And I'm not saying I have to be fake. And I do talk about how much laundry and hard mom days, but at the same time, is that all you're about? Like, dude, I don't want to do what you do. I don't want to buy your thing. You're so depressing. Clean up your socials. See what it is that you need to do in order to attract your ideal client. Now, I know that we're talking about what do we need to do now that TikTok may or may not be gone, focusing on sharing your story. I see a lot of people that are so transactional that it's insane. Like everything is about a sale. Building a brand and marketing to market your product is not the same thing. They go together, but it's not the same thing. Focus on sharing your story. I know that you want to make money. I know you want to make sales, but why not focus on sharing your story and building that likability on your platforms, staying consistent, and then that first quarter, you just go hard telling your story. Ask yourself a few other questions. When it comes down to your story, here's what you're going to ask yourself. Where were you? Before what you're doing right now, where were you? Where did you start? What was the struggle you were going through? Because you had to do something. So even with fitness, right? You may or may not know, if you follow me on Instagram, I just started running pretty much about 5 months ago. About to run my second half marathon, which is insane because if you knew me, I absolutely hated running. Where was I? Overweight and unhappy and unhealthy with my body. Where did I start? I started here where I live, but fitness is not like my first rodeo. I've been doing fitness for many, many years, and I've struggled after I had my kid, which she's 5 now. So much yo-yo dieting, personal image problems. Like I never could fully commit to something until I found running. Now I can run and lift at the same time while enjoying the actual sport of running with like half marathons and stuff like that. But the struggle I was going through is just my own personal self-worth. That's what I was struggling with. And if I was monetizing a channel with that, I would talk about that all the time in different ways. I could talk about, oh my gosh, then when I sat down and felt my back rolls touching, that was the moment I knew that I had to do something. I was already going to the gym. Nothing was working. I was trying to eat healthy and my breakfasts were disgusting. Something had to change. And this is when, and then they start telling my story. The next day, I could say something like, oh my gosh, do you know how long I've been going to the gym and nothing was working? Literally, I was going 3 times a week. Plus I did this, plus I did that, and 0 things were happening. It wasn't until whatever that I found that everything changed. So, every single day telling your story builds your likability, builds your credibility, and you don't necessarily have to sell an ebook or program or anything. You're just building that relationship with your people. That's just the first little square that you're going to do. You have more, but this is a good start for you to start looking at what do you want to build outside of this platform. I've talked about how to build unlimited content, which is filming yourself doing everyday things. This is called B-roll. I have a whole video that I'll link so you can take a look at it and see how I can just take the stress off of constantly posting in the 900 different social media platforms. Just pick one. Just pick something. Even if TikTok goes away, pick something else and stick to it for 90 days. Most of the time, and I'm talking to myself too, you're inconsistent after 30 days. So how do you even know that something works if you haven't even tried it for more than 30 days? Can you imagine if I would have stopped running? I've only been running for 5 months, okay? And I ran my half marathon on my 4th month. Imagine if I would have stopped running after 3 months. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? If you decide to double down on one social media platform and just master that, you will be ahead of so many people. That's why I created this, because In 2021, I was trying to figure things out. I was growing so rapidly in my business that I was posting whatever that stuck, and it made sense at the time because everyone was on their phone during pandemic. But I'm here to tell you that times are different. People want authenticity. People are done with fast-paced stuff. That's why whether you think it's true or not, like Instagram will continue to grow. Whatever other platform comes out, you will already have the habit of consistency, which is the ultimate goal. So if you haven't grabbed it already, grab the Rebrand, Reset, Revive, which is going to help you not only in your social media strategy, but truly figuring out what is it that I want to create? What is that best self, that highest self that I know that I can show up as? I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. These prompts are going to help you get there. If you do truly want to show up as your best self, I do have another video. I will see you in that video, and I hope that we figure this whole thing out. That's the beauty of the time that we live in this digital age, that there'll be another social coming out and we'll figure that one out and we'll be able to master that one too. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.